G'day guys, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. So we know the Super Bowl is coming up very shortly. It's Eagles versus Chiefs, but does it really matter to us, Steeler Nation? Probably not overly. For the first time in a very long time, not really looking forward too much to the game. I do want to see the Eagles win. I do like the Eagles team up front, defensively speaking. The offensive line is awesome too. I kind of want to see the Eagles win this game over the Chiefs and kind of end that Mahomes dynasty there that they're trying to build, right? I don't overly really care though. Maybe on Super Bowl day I might get excited. Let's put it that way. But in today's video, guys, I want to cover a few things. What direction do you think the Steelers will go with the overall pick at 17? And then, of course, 32, then 49. We had three top picks in the top 50. I think, 17, 32, and then 49. So we're in a pretty good standpoint there. Do the Steelers trade back with 17 to acquire more picks? Do they go defensive line at 32? Let me know in the comments below. So I do want to go through 5 positions that I believe the Steelers could target with the overall pick at 17, and then maybe they might also target with the first 2 or 3. But these are, to me, are the needs that the Steelers, need to address in this draft. And I know the draft is a very long way away. The Steelers have to go through free agency. Who do they bring back at free agent? Do they bring back Sutton? Do they bring back Spillane at middle linebacker? Does Devin Bush get the cut and say, see you later, he's gone? Do they cut Trubisky, or do they keep him at the second quarterback? We just don't overly know what's going to happen. But here are 5 positions that I think the Steelers should address with either the 17th or 32nd or possibly 49th pick. Like, these are my 5 favorite. First of all, I think it's offensive line. A lot of guys out there are saying we need some more protection on that left-hand side with Dan Moore, Kevin Dotson. We need someone else to come in. We need a guard or a tackle. Someone for the future that can protect Kenny Pickett. I'm a big fan of Mason Cole. I like what he's doing. I'm a big fan of James Daniels. And Chooks always seems to be that guy that sticks around and does a good job. He seems to have that anchored down as right tackle. So I think the Steelers might address the offensive line with the first 3 picks at 17, 32, or 49. That could be one position. Next is the reports and the rumors out there now. Cornerback is a big thing. So cornerback, of course, Sutton hasn't been signed yet. We do have Levi Wallace. What's going to happen with Witherspoon? Does he get cut? I believe the Steelers will probably go to the draft at 17, 32, or 49, and they will pick up a corner. It could be Gonzalez. It could be Joey Porter Jr. It could be another high-prize target. But will they get him at 17 or will they get him at 32 if someone falls that far for cornerback? Now, another thing I wanted to bring up too is there's been rumors out there too that the Steelers will go and acquire receiver Jordan Addison. Could they go and link Jordan Addison at 17? And I'm not too sure if he's going to fall that far to 32, right? But is there a chance that they go up there and get him at 17 and they find Kenny's guy? But the only problem is if they find Jordan Addison as a receiver, sure, you've found Kenny's guy. At the same time, though, you're not addressing the need that is offensive line to build that depth to keep Kenny upright. But there's a possibility. That's my third one. They might go to 17 and find Kenny Addison. Jordan Addison there and link him up like Joe Burrow does with Jamar Chase. That could be a possibility that may happen. Let me know in the comments below if you believe that's going to happen. I'm just, that one, the more I think about it, is less likely to happen. But you never know. The Steelers might fire that gun and say, you know what? We want Kenny Pickett to link up with his old teammate and start something crazy with Pickens, Austin. And we have our guys on their own line, and we can find guys in the own line in further depth. They might go Addison at 17, and then at 32, they might get an offensive line, or they might get a tackle or someone like that. Now, the other elephants in the room, the last 2, defensive line. Do they go at 17 or 32 or 49? Do they go into the draft and pick up some more depth at defensive line? That could be a possibility. And the last one I wanted to bring up, because it's really sneakily a position that it hasn't been the same since Ryan Shazier. It really hasn't. The Steelers have obviously got inside linebacker help now, Miles Jack. He has a really big contract next year. Does he restructure that? Do they keep him? Do they cut him to save some money? Is it going to be Miles Jack and Robert Spillane there? Do you also feed in Mike Robinson? He played really well near the end of the season. I thought he played some good football. And you've all heard me say these names, but I don't see Devin Bush coming back. So is there a need to go into the draft at a higher position at 17, 32, or 49, or sorry, technically 33, right? To go out there and get a middle linebacker spot. Let me know in the comments below. Those are the 5 positions that I think at this moment in time, 1 week or a few days before Super Bowl, and this may change, but I feel like these are the most pressing needs, the pressing holes that the Steelers need to figure out coming up in this draft. And they could figure that out, and they could figure that out in the free agency period, right? They might go out there and acquire a guy like Tremaine Edmonds or bring in another middle linebacker of veteran leadership, and maybe they won't need to target those 3 spots that high. You know, wouldn't it be crazy if Javon Hargraves came back and signed a big contract with the Steelers and Omar Khan figured out the money side and said, you know what? We'll sort out the money, but we want Javon Hargrave to be a Steeler, right? That would also solve some positions with the draft. So my 5 are offensive line, cornerback, receiver, defensive line, and inside linebacker. Those are the 5 pressing needs, I think, going into 2023. But before I end the video, hope you guys have a good day. Hopefully you guys have a good Super Bowl weekend wherever you're watching the game. If it's in America, Australia, New Zealand, UK, wherever you guys are, the Steeler Nation is worldwide. I'll be watching the game on live streaming on Steeler Nation Australia, having a few beers. And like I said, I'm not that excited. I'm not excited yet. Maybe I'll get excited Monday morning when I turn the TV on and I set my beers up. But I'm not that keen just yet. But let me know in the comments below who you think's going to win. Is it going to be Eagles? Is it going to be Chiefs? Or do you simply not care? A lot of fans don't overly care. They just want to watch a good game. I kind of want the Eagles to win. I kind of want to see Javon Hargrave go out there and win a Super Bowl. And then there could be a possibility the Steelers might give him a bit of money to come over to be a Steeler. You've got your ring. Come back home. That could be a possibility. Is it going to happen? I don't know. All right, guys. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.